What's good, everyone? What's going on? This is Jonathan Mathis. I am joined by my good friend Freddie, and welcome to another episode of the Judge's Corner podcast hosted by myself, the sports judge. It's always great to have my good friend Freddie on board. When he comes on, you know, it gets a little wild. It gets a little crazy around here, especially with the NBA playoffs here. And that's what we're gonna get into tonight because we got the NBA playoffs coming up, and there's a bevy of great matchups. There's compelling storylines, and there's some matchups we would like to dive into tonight. So thank you to all our viewers out there for joining us because without you guys, none of this is possible. Freddie, how are you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm so wonderful. And hey, Jonathan, all the people that talked a lot of smack about our Lakers, talking about we not gonna do this, we not gonna do that, they're pretty quiet right now, I must say.
Freddie, I believe in the Lakers. I suddenly have faith in the Lakers. Now that they are in the play-in tournament, they have a legitimate shot, it seems. And that's being logical, right? From a logical standpoint, the Lakers do have a, a, a great team coming into the playoffs. They have a lot of depth. They really do. And they're starting to turn the corner at the right time. I feel like they put together some wins at the right time. And it's always great to finish the season strong, right? Because when you finish
Mhm.
the season strong, sometimes good things do happen for you. But the key here, Freddie, for the Los Angeles Lakers, because this is the topic we're talking about first, the key for the Lakers, and I know you will agree with me here, um, health. Health. Everyone's going to have to stay healthy. Everyone's going to have to stay healthy. They're going to even need a healthy D Rush. Okay? He's got to stay healthy too because I think he's going to be an important piece in that backcourt. So everyone is going to have to be able to produce. Everyone's going to have to know their role. Everyone's going to have to step up their game. And, you got to love what you got from Austin Reeves. I mean, it's been an encouraging sign in recent weeks for this Lakers team, man. And I know Anthony Davis, he's been healthy. I I will say this about Anthony Davis, though. I I would like to see him be more aggressive at times. I think there's times where he come off as a bit soft, and he's better than that, Freddie, because he has the size, he has the wingspan, he has the athleticism, he has the physique. He can basically get any shot he wants when he's on. When he's on, he's unstoppable. And I think now that they're facing the Timberwolves in this play-in tournament, I think he's going to have his way against Cat. And now you don't have Rudy Gobert because he's suspended. I think Anthony Davis is going to have a field day. And then you need LeBron also to be that guy out there on the floor as well. LeBron is going to have to play like he played in that final game of the season. Now, I don't mean settle for the outside shot all the time. I would like to see LeBron force his way inside, muscle his way inside the paint, and finish around the rim because I think that's LeBron's game, right? That's what he brings. That's how physical he is, and his physical presence means a lot to the Los Angeles Lakers. So I would like to see that more, but I understand why he takes more outside shots because he doesn't want to risk health either. He's older now. He can't do what he used to do. But man, I'm suddenly feeling really good about this Laker team. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but Freddie, do you think this team has enough to come out of the West?
Man, one of these days, Jonathan, you gonna listen to me. But no, Jonathan's he's an emotional guy. He lives
I
in the
am.
moment.
I
I
am.
tell him,
I'm very
I was telling
emotional.
you, bro, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But listen, I'm gonna tell you this, man. After starting 2-10 in the season, who would have ever thought the Lakers had a chance to even be in a conversation? Like, let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. They was 2-10 in the beginning of the season. They've been trying to reach 500 for the longest, for the last couple months. A lot of turmoil has been going on through this year. You talking about this can be one of the greatest books in sports history. In sports history, we had a Russell Westbrook problem. We had an Anthony Davis injury problem. We had a wonderful trade. One of the greatest trades that we've seen in Lakers nation in a while by getting rid of a guy in Russell Westbrook who just did not fit, who had a horrible tenure in LA for the Lakers and
Mm-hmm.
turned into valuable pieces for
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo Russell, up and coming young point guard in the league in this league. Um, they can create shots for others who can knock down the three ball himself. He don't play too fast. He don't play too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds you of a Manu Ginobili type of guy. You're getting a Malik Beasley, one of the sixth best 3-point shooters in the league today. Underrated defender. But I think the steal of the trade was Vanderbilt by
Yeah.
getting somebody that was long, wiry, lanky, not afraid to do the dirty things, is not afraid to play defense. And ladies and gentlemen, he has arrived. Austin Reeves. He showed everybody their mother that he's an actual NBA player. They For the last 2 to 3 weeks, he's been averaging 20. And that's what LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court, ladies and gentlemen. He's been averaging 20. Um, so after the trade, LeBron goes down. The Laker Nation, we're all panicking. Oh, there goes the season. Oh, throw in the red flag, throw in the towel. It's over. There's no chance. But what happened? Anthony Davis happened. He started playing out of his mind. Others started stepping up, and they put us in position now to be. Yes, we're not a 6 seed, but we're in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. They have a chance. This West is weak. This West, you don't have a solid answer. I
It's
mean,
wide open this year in the West
wide
because you
open.
didn't really have a dominant team in the Western Conference this year. Nobody ran away with it. So you're right.
Let's think about this.
You're right.
The Clippers, they're without Paul George. They're probably going to get beat the first round against Phoenix. Let's look at the Nuggets. The Nuggets is good, but can they match up against the Lakers? Can they play defense? Can they stop LeBron and AD? Let's look at Memphis. We've already beat them 2 times. 3 times, 3-1 time this year. That there's a team that I worry about. But in the playoffs, the game slowed down, ladies and gentlemen. It slowed down. Will they be a good team in the half court set? I'm not sure. Will they be able to knock down shots? I'm not sure. They don't have Steven Adams. They're going to be without Brandon Clark. There are 2 big pieces to their team. What's up, big baby? There are 2 big pieces to their team that they're missing. Sacramento. They're great. They put up a lot of points, but they don't play defense. Golden State. Are we sure Golden State is ready to take that next jump? You're muted, Jonathan. You're muted, Jonathan.
The Kings can be a bit aggressive on the defensive end of the floor, though.
Yeah, but when it comes to needing a stop, do you really trust them and getting that stop?
I know one thing about the Kings, and we'll get into them in a minute, but I do know this: De'Aaron Fox is a closer. I do know that.
You're absolutely right. But Jonathan, when it comes to the playoffs, you have to play defense. There's no more jacking up shots. You have to play defense.
Right.
I
The
mean,
playoffs is a different animal.
it's a totally different
Totally.
animal. Golden State. What about them on the road? They struggle on the road. Just saying. The Phoenix Suns. Are we sure? Everybody like to criticize Anthony Davis, but are we sure Kevin Durant is going to be healthy? Are we sure Chris Paul will be able to be on the court? So what I'm saying is, it's too many questions in the West. So that gives the Lakers prime opportunity. If everything goes right, the Lakers can come out the West. Yes.
The Suns look terrifying on paper. I will say that. The Suns look terrifying on paper. They have a lot of star power. They have three very good players on their team. They have formed this big three, right? This trifecta. But we've seen it time and time again, Freddie, that because you have all the talent on your team doesn't mean you win an NBA championship. It doesn't mean that you will qualify for a trip to the NBA finals. I think that's well established. I think we all know that. It's not going to just punch your ticket to the NBA finals. The thing that concerned me, and I know we're on the Lakers, but the thing that concerned me the most with the Phoenix Suns is their lack of depth. They don't really have a strong bench. And that's going to catch up to them come playoff time because you're going to be relying heavily on Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Lord behold, one of those guys go down with an injury. Then you would really be out of luck because now you have to rely on your other two guys to pick it up. And we all know how Chris Paul performs choke jobs in the playoffs. We've seen it before. The Suns are nice. They have stars, but that doesn't always get it done. That doesn't always result in championships. But I do like this Laker team. And Maurice, he has chimed in. I want to thank you for watching, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us. He says Austin Boogie Reeves. And yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, he has really, really made the best of his moment with the Lakers. The moment's not too big for him, obviously. He loves playing in a Laker uniform. We know that much about him. And what I like about him is that he brings that energy. He brings that energy every night, and it's so damn contagious. The guy is just a fierce competitor. He doesn't back down, and he can knock down 3-point shots. He's a streaky shooter. When he gets going, he is hard to stop. But Freddie, before we move on, the Lakers are the NBA's hottest team right now. And they are coming into the playoffs oozing with confidence. They've won 18 of their last 26. Thanks to the deadline additions of players like D'Angelo Russell and Jared Vanderbilt. The Lakers did win that trade. I will say that it was a good trade because it turned their season around. And before the trade, the Lakers were up and down. They were up and down like a yo-yo. It had been an emotional roller coaster ride for the team. There was nights that the Lakers were lackadaisical. There was nights where they were lethargic. Nights where they just didn't bring that high level intensity. Nights where, they looked lifeless. They looked helpless. And they just looked as if hope was all lost. And then suddenly you make a mid-season trade and it saves the entire season. And the Lakers were able to escape against the Utah Jazz in the final game of the regular season. And now they end up in the play-in tournament. I mean, it's been one hell of a season for the Lakers. This Laker team has given us quite a headache. I will say that. I will be honest. There's nights where the Lakers had you pushing a panic button because you didn't really know if this team was for real or not. And like I've been saying, Freddie, there's times that this team has played with our emotions, right? They played with our emotions so much, you really didn't know what to believe about this Lakers. But about this Lakers team. But I will say this before we move on: do they still have enough? Does this team with LeBron James still have one last run left in them, you know. And does LeBron James still has one last run left in him? The last time LeBron James reached the playoffs, he struggled in the first round. That was against the Phoenix Suns. I know this is a new season. Part of that was because he was dealing with a nagging ankle injury in that series. Well, this time around, James is dealing with a foot injury. This time around. And just like in 2021, the Lakers couldn't get him extra rest by avoiding the play-in round entirely. That's why I was saying, Freddie, I would have felt better had the Lakers got a actual playoff series, because I think it would have benefited the Lakers more, and it would have given them more of a chance to get more rest. Not only that, if you lose game one, you have a chance to redeem yourself. The series is not over. So that's why I was hoping more for a playoff series rather than a play-in tournament. But I think the Lakers will take it. I think
Well,
the
the
Lakers.
good thing, Jonathan, is if they win Tuesday, they get like 3 or 4 days off, so they still get
Yeah,
some good time of rest. And I'm gonna say one thing: if we get LeBron from yesterday knocking down shots, I'm gonna tell you, the West definitely don't want to see that team, because what that do is it opens up Anthony Davis even more. You can't double AD once LeBron is going. You can't double team AD. If D'Angelo and Beasley going, you cannot double team AD. That means they will be flowing on the offensive end, and they will be a team that you do not want to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Yeah, if LeBron continues to play like he's played lately, yeah, the Lakers will be a team that you do not want to play. And I just think they have, after that trade, they just have a lot of pieces now, and you can see that the cohesion is there, the chemistry is there, the talent is there, no question about it. I just want to say what's up to Big Baby Jonathan. What's going on, man? Thanks for watching the show. I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't checked out Big Baby Jonathan, make sure you guys check out Big Baby Jonathan Lakers podcast. He does great stuff, awesome work. Maurice also said great stuff. Thanks for watching, my man. Yes, toughness. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Absolutely. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the opponent now that the Lakers are facing in the play-in tournament. And this team, man, I don't know about this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I think the Lakers are going to beat them up pretty good. I think they're going to beat them up pretty good. There's a lot going on with that Minnesota Timberwolves team. I mean, they're an absolute mess. The Minnesota Timberwolves are an absolute mess. There's obviously some infighting in that locker room. There was a shouting match. There was a boxing match. There was a physical altercation, a verbal altercation on the sideline, and it involved Rudy Gobert. Now, look, Freddie, Rudy Gobert is an excellent rim protector, right? He's known for his defensive toughness, right? He's a guy that can be beneficial on the defensive side of the floor, because he's a terrorizing figure inside the paint. His physical presence can be intimidating, but there's times too, Freddie, where he comes off as being soft, and the timing of his reckless behavior could have a massive impact on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I feel like his absence is going to hurt the Minnesota Timberwolves more than it's going to help them, obviously. And to me, he's been a detriment to his team. Now he's going to serve a 1-game suspension. He's not going to play in the play-in tournament. He's not going to even travel with the team. Now we all know what happened on Sunday. He struck his teammate Kyle Anderson in the face following a heated exchange. The two had words. It was all captured on camera. We all saw it. They showed the damn video 10 million times on SportsCenter. It was all over the internet. It blew up on social media. It was all over Twitter. There was people even making fun of it. There were memes everywhere. It was crazy. It was wild, right? Now, it was a heated moment. I understand. According to reports, Kyle Anderson called Rudy Gobert a bitch. And that, excuse my language, and that escalated to fighting words. Rudy Gobert, wasn't going to have it. He felt disrespected. And those turned into fighting words. And Rudy Gobert threw a punch. The two were separated. Kyle Anderson tried to retaliate, but of course they separated him. This is not a good look. This is a shameful look for a team that has a chance to knock off a very good Laker team. This is bad, and I talked about this earlier today. This is the kind of stuff that can divide locker rooms. It can destroy team chemistry. It could do so much. And then you have McDaniels punching a wall. I mean, how stupid can you be to punch a wall? I mean, the last game of the regular season, really? I mean, I know you care enough to win basketball games. I know you're a competitor. You don't want to lose. I get it. But don't punch a wall. Look what happened. He fractured his hand. Dude fractured his hand. It reminds you of the moment when Amari Stoudemire socked a fire hydrant, and then you see him after the game walking out with a sling on his arm. That's what this situation was similar to. I mean, you got to keep your emotions in check. And Rudy Gobert did say his emotions got the best of him. But these guys, man, they chose the wrong time to act out and to behave in a reckless manner. I mean, because this is the kind of stuff that can cost you a season.
Listen, Jonathan, it's really this simple. They're stupid. That's a stupid franchise. I mean, how stupid can you be, Rudy Gobert? You've been in the league how long? And you make a dumb decision like that, especially when it's in the closer to the playoffs. I said this earlier on this morning's Coffee and Sports Morning Show. There's a difference between Draymond and Jordan Poole. That punch Draymond did, it was in the off season, so they had a whole year to mend it. Draymond, Rudy Gobert, you about to go. Tuesday is the playoffs. Let's just say it's the playoffs for you, and you're not available because you was a problem to your teammate. And then McDaniels punching the wall. You're one of the Timberwolves' best defenders, and you break your hand. I mean, how idiotic can you be? I mean, it's laughable. That's a clown franchise. They're a joke. The coach have no leadership. I mean, it's funny. I mean, but oh well. I mean, it is what it is. Idiotic franchise, idiotic player. Um, Rudy Gobert is not a big loss to him anyway. So oh well.
I mean, you know what? You said it best right there. It was idiotic. It was idiotic. It was silly. It was juvenile. I mean, it was just bad. That was just all bad to see that, And I mean, what does this mean for the Timberwolves? I mean, the short-term impact for Gobert's suspension, like I said moments ago, could be damaging. Maybe it's not as damaging because look, he was hampered by back spasms on Sunday. So, I mean, there was a question.
Bro, he punched a teammate. I don't care.
Of if he was going to be
we're not mending that in 24, 48 hours. It's gonna take time. You're gonna have to prove yourself trustworthy.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I mean,
I mean, I was never big on Rudy Gobert either. Like I said, I feel like he's soft at times. He could be a lot tougher too, but there's times where he don't even show up. He don't even show up. But I do think Anthony Davis is gonna have a field day against these guys, man. Because I mean he matches up well against Carl Anthony Towns. In fact, I think he's gonna dog
hey, Cat
Carl
gonna have to
Anthony
see
Towns.
AD. Cat gonna have to see AD. Just
Yeah,
saying.
yep. He's gonna have to see
So,
him.
hey, Cat, make sure you have your cup. Make sure you eating your oatmeal, whatever you got to eat. Get
Whatever you gotta
ready,
do,
cause
get ready.
you gonna get that work.
He's definitely gonna get that work. I mean, he's
If
gonna
it's
get a
not from
good work.
AD, if it's
He's
not
gonna
from
get a good
AD, hey, if it's
workout.
not from AD, it's gonna be from LeBron. But you gonna get that work.
He's definitely gonna get that work. He's gonna have to put in the work too. Good luck against AD. Because if AD's on his game, man, AD could drop 30 real easy. So he might even go for 40 against the Timberwolves. We'll see. We'll see. But moving on. Let's get this show on the road. Let's keep moving on because hey, out here in Freddie in Northern California, there's a big matchup in the NBA playoffs, and it's the Kings and the Warriors. I mean that's the matchup that they're talking about in Northern California. Not so much out here, but in Northern California, it's getting a lot of hype. And the Kings, for the first time in I believe 17 years, they're back in the playoffs. I mean, it's been a long time. You talk about uh perpetual mediocrity that has doomed this Kings team for many years. They're finally returning to a place where they haven't been in such a long time. And they got a great team, well coached. They got uh, an electrifying player in De'Aaron Fox. They got guys that can score. They got a closer in De'Aaron Fox. This team can present challenges for a very experienced Warriors team. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I like it. I think this is the best first round series. I really do. This this is one of the most compelling series, and this is going to be a great first round series between the Warriors and the Kings. Um, I can't wait to see the upstart Kings try to prove themselves and try to show the world that they belong on the same stage with the NBA's big boys. Who you got winning this series?
So I gotta be consistent. This morning, I predicted Sacramento, and I'm gonna tell you this: Golden State bet not take them lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State bet not take them lightly. They're playing with house money. They have no expectations. They've over exceeded their expectations. You can't tell me the Kings came into this season saying we're going to have a top three seeding in the West. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a West with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. At the time, it started with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but added Kevin Durant, um, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, John Morant, Desmond Baines. I mean, you can't tell me they predicted the goal was going to be a top three seed in the West. That was that, you guys. I mean, this team is for real. But like I said, they put up a lot of points. They do. They don't play that much defense, but they put up a lot of points. We've seen Golden State struggle on the road, and I'm gonna tell you this: in Sacramento, it's gonna be so loud. You're gonna hear cowbells. It's gonna be crazy.
You think they're gonna bring the cowbells back
Oh,
after all
I
those
think
years?
so.
You
I
think
think
so?
so. I think so, bro. It's
Yeah,
been
that's
like 20.
Cowbell Kingdom for
It's
real.
been about 20 years of
Yep,
irrelevancy, 20 years of mediocrity,
yep, yep.
20 years of just shame. They're gonna. I expect them to bring them out. And I think it's gonna be electrifying. I think we're gonna see some great point guard matchups. I think we're gonna see Darren Fox go off. I think we're gonna see Steph go off.
Yeah.
Sabonis is gonna go. I mean, hey, look out for Malik Monk. I mean, it's gonna be so good, you guys. I can't wait.
Yep.
That's one of
Look,
the matchups that I'm excited to see.
Marie says the Cowbells are back. They're also called the Beam Team now. If you didn't know, every time they win, they light up this beam outside the entrance of their new stadium where they play now. So I mean, it's been a lot of fun for those fans in Sacramento, no doubt. I mean, you got Sabonis. He is a legitimate top five center, particularly on offense. His skill is complete. I'm talking about from passing to playmaking to shooting from all three levels. He can do it in all three phases. It's amazing, and he is the best component of his defense. The best component of his defense is rebounding. No question about it. This guy can rebound. He led the NBA in that category, averaging 12.3 per game. So he's among one of the best centers in the game. And then another matchup to watch in this. Speaking of when you talk about Sabonis, is Green versus Sabonis, because Green is a 6'6" power forward who relishes defending elite centers like someone like Sabonis, regardless of his size. Now, Sabonis has the size advantage because Sabonis is 7'1". Green can get inside your head. We all know that about Green. Green can kind of take you out of your game. I don't think he will take Sabonis out of his game. That's not Sabonis's character, but this will be quite the challenge. Hopefully, Wiggins is cleared as anticipated, and he'll start, and be out on the floor as well. Because if he is cleared, he'll start with Green. Um, I like Wiggins. I think he is a superior defender, no question about it. And Wiggins can change the 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 dynamic of a series because of his ability to defend and score as well. And scoring, as we know, is crucial to the Warriors achieving playoff success, right? Uh, but then you look at the Kings and you see what they have. The Kings have a veteran in Harrison Barnes, the ex-Warrior, by the way, along with rookie Keegan Murray, who was a fixture in the lineup from the start. And then, of course, you got De'Aaron Fox, who's going to do his thing. We all know how dangerous he's going to be. I'm actually looking forward to the Wiggins versus Murray matchup if Wiggins is cleared. They're of similar size. There is a reason to wonder how effective Wiggins will be, but I think it will still be a good matchup. There can be a bit of potential rust, no doubt about it. But that's going to be fun to watch. So it's the matchups in this series that's going to be fun. But Wiggins, as we know, has that experience, has that pedigree, and has the versatility. That's what makes him amazing. And then, of course, you got Steph Curry, who is the all-time leader in three-point shots. Then you got Klay Thompson. So you still got the Splash Brothers in that backcourt. Klay Thompson is the 2022-2023 season leader in three-pointers, by the way. And like I said, they represent the most productive backcourt in the NBA in NBA history. Demolishing defenses for decades. Can they do it against the Sacramento Kings? Then you look at De'Aaron Fox. He averaged a team high 25 points on 51.2% shooting. Staggering. Staggering. What an amazing year he's had. It's been a quiet it's been quiet, it's been done quietly because a lot of people of course don't talk about the Sacramento Kings despite the fact that they had the season that they had, but they're in a smaller market. They've been mediocre for so long. People forgot about them, but now they're back. They're here, and then De'Aaron Fox was one of the most productive clutch players all year. We talked about how great of a closer he's going to be. So I think this is a fun series. I still go with the Warriors in 6 though, and the reason why I'm picking the Warriors, uh, Freddie, is this: the Warriors have the experience. They've been there before. They won it a year ago. The Kings are young. The Kings are going to be around for a very long time. They have a young nucleus. They have a young core. They have an exciting team. But I still give the slight edge to the Golden State Warriors.
I'm just saying, bro. They have bad habits. They show bad habits all year, especially on the road. That's why I'm leaning more towards Sacramento. But I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State won because they are experienced.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason why I would take them in a best of 7 series because of their experience, because of the championship pedigree, and because of who's on that roster as well. So all that is a huge factor going into that series. But Freddie, my man, we will now move on. We are moving on to that Clippers and Suns series. Now, in this series, I like the Suns. I like the Suns over the Clippers. Paul George health is in question, right? And if he's not healthy, man, I don't know how the Clippers stand a chance against the Phoenix Suns. I think the Phoenix Suns got a little bit more than what the Clippers have. Now, the Clippers are not no slouches either. They're not no scrubs. But in a best of 7 series, they can't outlast the Phoenix Suns. I think the Phoenix Suns win in the first round. I got the Phoenix Suns in 5. What's your take?
I hear you. Unfortunately, I gotta go with the Clippers, and I'm gonna tell you why. I said it on the morning show this week, on this morning. They have more depth. They play defense. I believe Zubac is going to outplay DeAndre Jordan. And I believe Kawhi Leonard will be the best player in this round. I believe Kawhi Leonard is going to show everybody who he is. And he's going to play amazing defense on Kevin Durant. He's going to make KD work. And he's going to average about 28 to 30 this round. And I believe Chris Paul will not be able to guard Russ. Because, he hasn't been able to guard anybody in the NBA this year, by the way. Normally, this Clipper team still have firepower. They have a Norman Powell coming off the bench. They have Batum. You have Marcus Morris. You have they have guys that can get hot. You have Terrence Mann who can get hot. They have Highland. They have bodies, bro. They're deep. They're deeper than this Suns team. So what's going to happen when KD and Booker are not on the court? Hey, I'm just saying I'm gonna go to Clippers and I'm gonna go 7 games.
Yeah, and I was just, you mentioned Norman Paul, and my guy's been balling. He's been on an offensive tear. Sometimes I feel like it's his damn team the way he plays, because he's coming out aggressively.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, he can fill the void of Paul George when they come on the offensive side. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I really do believe that too. So hey, you might be onto something by picking the Clippers. They might be able to outmatch the Suns by the star power, by
But at the end
the
of the day, it all depends on Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has to be great in the series. He has to be elite.
yep, yeah, yeah. Can they also explore some Mitch matches maybe against the Phoenix Suns? Can the
Yeah,
Clippers
that's
do
why.
that too?
That's why I say I think Russ is going to be a big mismatch versus CP3.
Yeah,
CP3 is not the same defender as he used to be.
right. Yeah. Um, you could also make the argument that the Suns can win at least a couple games if they focus on shutting down the likes of Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook, right?
Hey, no doubt. I'm
Right,
not
right.
going to disqualify Phoenix. Phoenix is definitely have the firepower. They can beat anybody.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have enough depth, and I don't think they have the defense. I think their year will be next year.
Well, they lost that defender when they traded Mikal Bridges. When they traded him because he was their best perimeter defender. So when they traded him, that was a big loss for them. Even though they got KD in return, I felt like that was a huge loss for them because I feel like he was that one defender that can force bad shots from the defensive end. And you got to be able to play on both sides of the floor. I'm with you. I feel like the Suns are going to go down somewhere in the playoffs because they are focused primarily on one side of the floor, and you got to be able to play on both sides of the floor. So that's something that concerns me about the Phoenix Suns. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers do take down the Phoenix Suns. I personally like the Phoenix Suns, but I mean, I personally like, yeah, I like the Phoenix Suns in this round, but I do think somewhere down the line they're gonna get knocked out of the playoffs. They won't last very long in the playoffs. I know they're a trendy pick for a lot of people. I know a lot of people believe in them and have picked them to win it all, but I just don't see it. Um, I just don't see it. To me, they just lack depth and they don't have that strong bench like some of these other teams in the Western Conference have. So that's going to be tough on them. That's going to be tough for the Phoenix Suns. But hey, Freddie, it's been a great show. We're going to move on. We're going to, before we do, let me get into some of the comments here. Chris Robinson joined us. He was on the show.
No, I was trying to get Chris to tune
Oh,
in.
okay. Okay. Maurice says big man fan. He says big man fan, and he also says PG-13 might not play at all. But then again, you got Norman Paul, like we talked about a moment ago, which is Maurice's last name. Pretty cool. All right, well, we're gonna move on to our final topic, and this is an NFL. This is an NFL topic right here. As most of you guys know, if you guys been keeping up with the headlines and you guys been following, uh, the offseason drama, the Ravens have signed a wide receiver, and that wide receiver is OBJ. Now, I had reported on my fan page that the Jets were expected to meet with him today, which they were. There was a bit of confusion when I posted that because I posted that on my fan page, and I guess one of the groups approved it the next morning after the news broke that Baltimore has signed him. And then, man, the people in the comment column, man, they went, wow. They're like, well, he's already, the Baltimore Ravens already signed him and all that. I was like, okay, yeah, I know, but this got approved kind of late. Anyway, Freddie, what are your thoughts on OBJ, and does OBJ still have enough in the tank? And how does this help the Baltimore Ravens down the road?
Yeah, I mean it's cute, bro. Um, there's no team's gonna offer him that much money for a guy that's had two big ACL injuries. I mean,
Yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr. the talent. He's good. He's a good second or third option, but not a number one option anymore. It shows that they're willing to pay a wide receiver, but they have two ACL injuries. But you're not willing to pay your quarterback. A desperate franchise do desperate things. This is more of a money thing. I don't really. It is what it is. But hey, glad he made his money. I don't knock anybody for making their bread though.
Got you. I mean, it's the first time in 14 months, and Odell Beckham finally has a team. Um, but the biggest name remaining in the NFL's free agent market is finally off the board. He's finally going to a team, and now he's agreeing to a 1-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is another act of desperation by the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, I don't really know if they know. I don't really know if this front office know exactly what they're doing, because their top priority should be trying to get a deal done for their franchise quarterback. And the two remain far apart from getting a deal done. They're not even close to getting a deal done. But yet you sign OBJ. And if Lamar Jackson doesn't return, who the hell's going to throw the football to OBJ? So what is the point of getting a wide receiver if you don't even know what the future looks like for a quarterback? There's so much uncertainty surrounding your quarterback, yet you go out and you sign OBJ, and it's not going to be easy to win in that division when you have the Cincinnati Bengals, you still got the Steelers, you got teams in that division that are still better than you. And the Ravens are in a situation where they can't even pay their quarterback. It's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, Odell Beckham got his money. He seems content with it. He's happy to be a part of the organization. Obviously, I think he's just happy to be off the board. I think he's just happy to be on a team. And the initial thought was that he would end up in a place like Green Bay or even the Jets, because again, he was supposed to meet with the Jets today, and then it turns out that he's on his way to Baltimore. Considering the layoff, injuries, and his age, he's landing a deal worth $15 million guaranteed, and up to $18 million if its incentives are maxed out. I mean, that's a nice penny. That's a nice penny for a veteran wide receiver. That hey, I mean, he got paid, he got his money, he's on the team. And now the 3-time Pro Bowler lands with a perennial playoff team, and should have every opportunity to become Baltimore's number one wide receiver. That's probably another reason why he's happy with that situation as well, because he'll get a lot of touches. But again, who's going to throw him the football if Lamar Jackson is not going to be there next season? Speaking of Lamar Jackson, what do you think his future holds in Baltimore? Do you think he'll be somewhere else next season? Or do you think they'll get a deal done for him after landing OBJ?
It should be a mutual agreement on both sides. They both should want to have a divorce. If I'm the Ravens, why would you pay a guy that much money if he's proven to you the last couple of years he can't stay healthy towards the end of the season? Just saying. I mean, he's been nicked up, been on the sideline, dealing with injury. If I'm Lamar, why would I sign with you if you're not willing to give me help? You haven't believed in me in day one, so why should I sign now? Trade me to somewhere that they believe in me. I think they both should want a divorce.
True that. They should mutually part ways. And that's been that's been the huge bugaboo, right, with Lamar Jackson, is that he has not been able to stay healthy. For the last 2 seasons now, late in the season, he has not played. So that's like not having a quarterback, really. So do you move on? Maybe you do, because the Ravens even said it themselves that they plan on drafting a quarterback in this upcoming draft. So what that tells me is that we could have seen the last of Lamar Jackson. That Lamar Jackson will not return to the Baltimore Ravens. I think at this point it might be irreparable. And you probably heard my video a few months ago, and I said that he's basically out, because they don't want to pay him. Obviously, they don't trust him enough that he will stay healthy to be that franchise quarterback in the long term, which is why they haven't showed him the money, because they don't believe that he would provide stability for that team, because he's not available enough to show off his capabilities as a quarterback. Now, we know that he's a dual threat quarterback. We know this about Lamar Jackson, right? That he's a dual threat quarterback, that he can run, that he can be explosive. The damn problem with him is that he can never stay healthy, like you said, like you just mentioned. And I think the Ravens are looking to move on. They got their wide receiver. They're an organization that's very, very desperate. They make puzzling decisions, decisions that leave you wondering what the hell they're doing, And I think there's a few other franchises like that. The Indianapolis Colts is one of them. The former Baltimore team, in fact, is another one that makes boneheaded decisions, and decisions that leaves you like wondering, what the hell did you just do? But I mean, that's how it is. But Odell Beckham Jr. is now back on an NFL team, and he is with the Baltimore Ravens. Freddie, my man, we are reaching the final stretch of the show. It's been a lot of fun. We covered a lot of great topics tonight. And before we go, do you have any final thoughts? And tell everyone where they can find you. Hey, and if you want to even say anything about the Lakers, go for it.
Man, just thank you for the opportunity of coming on here. Another great show. Just tune in tomorrow morning, the Coffee and Sports Morning Show, for have another great morning show as well. And just keep grinding.
That's right. That's what we gotta do, right? This is all about hustling. Gotta keep grinding every single day. That's the kind of business it is. And hey, in the end, it's gonna be very rewarding. I want to thank our viewers for joining us as well. Maurice, he's been active in the comment columns. Thank you, Maurice, for watching the show. Thank you, Big Baby Jonathan. Thank you to everybody else who watched the show as well. We really appreciate it. My final thoughts is, what are my final thoughts? I forgot what I was going to say. Go Lakers. Go Lakers. Go Lakers.
Yes, sir.
You guys can find me, man. You guys can find me on various platforms. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the internet. You guys can find me at my fan page, The Sports Judge. That's on Facebook. Just type in The Sports Judge and I should pop up. There's a cartoon face of me on my profile picture. That's the fan page you want to like and follow. Make sure you guys like and follow it. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Sports Judge 85. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Sports Judge 85, and TikTok. I've been very active on TikTok, so I've been posting a lot of short videos. You guys can follow me there. Now, if you guys follow me on TikTok, it's not Sports Judge 85. It's the Sports Judge 85. So make sure you guys like and follow there as well. and check out my content. Check out my YouTube channel. Also, get in on my YouTube channel. You guys can find me on YouTube. I'm the Sports Judge. Just type in the Sports Judge. Just use the search engine. Look me up. Like and subscribe. And, you guys can see some of the best content on the internet. I really appreciate it, everyone. This was another great episode. Excellent episode. I want to thank Freddie once again for joining me tonight. Freddie is a lot of fun. Freddie is my guy. Freddie loves sports. I'm still trying to get him into baseball. We'll get him. We'll get him. We'll get him into it. But hey, he knows his stuff when it comes to football and basketball. He is an expert, an absolute great guy. And before I get out of here, I just want to thank him wholeheartedly for allowing me to use this platform, for helping me achieve my lifelong dreams and ultimate goals. I really appreciate you, my friend. You made this all possible for me. So I just want to thank you, and I can never thank you enough. But until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. We'll be back on Wednesday in another episode. Freddie, you have an open invitation to be on that show Wednesday night. You and Coach, anybody who wants to come on, they have an open invitation to be on this show. Know that. And you guys can come and join us anytime for a roundtable discussion. I would love to chat with y'all. But till next time, you guys take care of yourselves. You guys have a great night. And again, thank you guys for watching. Peace.